Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Welcome to Happy Valley, Beaver Stadium on a perfect fall afternoon as the world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes, ranked number 2 in the nation, come into town to take on the 13th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. And the standings in the Big Ten East: Michigan, Ohio State, top of the table, undefeated. Penn State right in the cut at 3-1.
Hard, and they're now going up against a defense that, let's face it, out of the blue this year has turned into one of the best defenses in all of college football under Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator in his first year at Ohio State, led by Tommy Eichenberg, that linebacker. This is going to be a great matchup, and like you said, yummy. Can't wait for this one to get kicked off.
All right, Penn State won the toss. They deferred. Ohio State to receive. Jake Penninger sends it away, and we're underway from Happy Valley. This in the stadium to start this one. Stroud swings it out far side. Emeka Egbuka, not a lot. He'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Nicely done by the Penn State defense. Offensively, let's take a look at the Bucks.
Well, up front, this offensive line had been playing really well until last week. Against Iowa, they played their worst game of the year, and they've got to correct that against this Penn State defensive front. And on the outside, so talented. Travion Henderson, that run game, got to get going. They did not run it well last week against the Hawkeyes.
2nd and 10 at the 25. No gain on first down for Ohio State. Here's Stroud with time. Delivers. Sideline caught. Marvin Harrison Jr. And they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. He didn't get his foot in bounds.
Well, he was very close to that sideline on that route. As he tries to turn back for the ball, and did that foot land in? Nope. Toe heel, clearly out. And now Penn State, this defense, with a great chance to get off the field on the opening series, a 3rd and long for Ohio State.
Marvin Harrison Jr., 7 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown last week against Iowa. 3rd and 10 to the 25. Stroud out of the shotgun. Trips at the top of your screen. Here's C.J. Stroud. Winds up, delivers down the field. Caught! And a first down. Marvin Harrison Jr. on Kalen King. And Harrison Jr. freed himself and picked up a big one.
Well, he does such a good job at the line of scrimmage of getting space. And look there, early in the route, a bit of a shove off, and then he's able to create the space, and it's a beautiful throw from C.J. Stroud. One of the things that the Ohio State receivers talked about all week is matching the physicality and aggressiveness of this secondary, and there was a great example on that first 3rd down. That left arm creating some space for Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's a gain of 37 yards. And they'll go to the ground. Henderson turns it up. Defensively, let's look at the Nittany Lions.
This defensive front got gashed with the run against Michigan a couple of weeks ago. They were much better a week ago against Minnesota. The linebackers are young but very talented. Keep your eye on Curtis Jacobs as well as the guy that will sub in Abdul Carter. And then this is the secondary. These are the guys that have to play great. Jair Brown, Joey Porter, and Kalen King specifically.
Penn State defense already giving up a big play. 2nd and 5 at the 33. C.J. Stroud steps into his throw underneath, and it's caught by his tight end, Cade Stover, the junior from Mansfield, Ohio. Keaton Ellis brings him down, but it's a gain of 10.
Well, this offensive line already doing a nice job providing some time for C.J. Stroud, and they've come out and just challenged the strength of this Penn State defense, which is the secondary. They've come out and decided to throw it around the lot a little bit, trusting their great quarterback and weapons on the outside.
Ohio State with some big guys up front, including DeJuan Jones, 6'8", 260. 1st and 10 at the 23. He's the right tackle, number 79. Opening series for the world famous. And they'll go to the ground. Nothing there for Travion Henderson. Nicely defended. Tyler Elsdon, the middle linebacker, with the stop, no gain.
And this is a run defense. Like I said, they had to correct what they were doing against Michigan, and they did so against Minnesota. Because what they talked about all week is just doing their job and trusting each other. Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator, he thought that they tried to do too much as individuals against Michigan. They got outside of their gap, and because of that, gave up big runs. They just need to say, he says, do their job and defend what's in front of you.
2nd and 10 at the 23. Drive started at the 25 for Ohio State. Stretch play here. Henderson trying to pick his way forward, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a half-yard gain. P.J. Mustafa, big man in the middle. They need him, and he comes up with the stop.
And now another opportunity for Penn State here on a 3rd down to try to force Ohio State to settle for a field goal. This is a big moment here early for Manny Diaz in this defense.
Manny Diaz comes over from Miami, where he was the head coach for the Hurricanes. 3rd and 10 to the 23. Travion Henderson, the pistol back. Play clock winding down to 2. And they won't get it off in time, did they? And they will not. Delay of game coming up against the Bucks. And you talked about it. You talked about it in our meeting last night about how Ohio State has not really worked the silent count.
This is the first time all year that they've had to use the silent count. They did not have to use it at Michigan State. They just beat them too quickly and too soundly. And there you see that the crowd noise plays a part. C.J. Stroud not looking up the play clock, and now a long 3rd down situation.
3rd down and 15 to the 28-yard line for Ohio State. Look out for number 18, Marvin Harrison Jr. He's their go-to guy. Stroud over the middle, caught, not enough for the 1st down. That tackle made immediately as Stover makes the grab, and Jair Brown brings him to the turf. So just like last week against Iowa, Joel Klatt, where field goals were prominent in the 1st half, Ohio State will attempt a field goal right here with Noah Ruggles.
Ruggles has been very good for them, very consistent as a kicker. But even after that explosive play, great job by that Penn State defense, forcing them into this field goal opportunity.
Ruggles 4 for 4 last week, as long as 46. This one from 38 yards away. And Ruggles continues to thrive. 38-yard field goal. Go now, Sean Clifford and the Nittany Lions will get their opportunity on offense. As Jaden Fielding sends it away, Daquan Hardy, the deep man, and he has a fair catch inside the 5. So that brings on the Cincinnati kid. Sean Clifford, last week, 23 of 31, 295, 4 TDs, 1 interception. He was not sacked against Minnesota.
This is a guy with great perspective and experience, and that's what it comes down to. This is a game in which he has got to be terrific between the ears. His mind, getting them into the right play, understanding the checks, and making sure his offense is running smoothly.
So a 1st down at the 25-yard line for Penn State, and they'll run it on 1st down. Here's Allen crossing the 30. Gets up to the 31. Katron Allen, the freshman. Lathan Ransom with the tackle offensively for Penn State.
Well, up front, they had a couple of game-time decisions. Landon Tangwall and Caden Wallace, their tackle and guard. So we'll see what they're going to do up front as far as their rotation. And then Nick Singleton, he's got to have a big day. Katron Allen got to have a big day. They've got to be able to run the ball.
2nd and 4. They flip it out to Washington. Parker Washington with the jitterbug. Goes out of bounds close to that 1st down marker. Denzel Burke with the tackle defensively for the Bucks.
Well, statistically, they're one of the best defenses in the country, but a lot of people still want to see how good they actually are. Watch out for Zach Harrison. Definitely got his feet wet and started getting some rhythm rushing the passer a week ago. Tommy Eichenberg, he's been terrific in the middle of that defense. And in the back end, Denzel Burke, Hickman McAllister, these are guys that have to have a big day.
1st down and 10 of the 35. Some feel that the secondary for Ohio State may be the weak spot. Clifford underneath, Parker Washington with the grab as they found a soft spot. Looks like another first down for the Nittany Lions, who are going quickly here.
What Sean Clifford in this offense has to do is that when the defense is going to give you something like that, an easy throw to Washington, you got to take it, got to make the play.
First down to the 46, and they'll run it. Allen, are you surprised that Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton, two freshmen, are the dominant forces in the run game for this team?
Well, not so much Singleton, because he was the top running back recruit in the country, and you would imagine that he was going to come in and play well. But Katron Allen has been a real breath of fresh air, and they knew it from the moment he stepped foot on campus. They thought, boy, we got two really good freshman backs. Allen has been tremendous.
Second down and 9. Clifford pulls it out, looking, tried to drop it off, incomplete. Katron Allen, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up third down and long for the Nittany Lions.
This is what you have to watch out for Ohio State, is that they disguise their coverage as well as anybody in America for their coordinator, Jim Knowles. And when they disguise, it forces the quarterback to hold the ball, in particular in these obvious passing situations. And when the quarterback holds the ball, that's when the pressure gets home. Watch out for Zach Harrison. He's been tremendous over the last few weeks.
So third down and 9. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Clifford has done a nice job, especially last week against Minnesota, working his tight ends. Here's Clifford underneath. That ball knocked around. Looks like it's plucked out of the air and intercepted by Zach Harrison. Deflected by Tui Moloau. And Sean Clifford has turned it over on their first series.
Well, what you're going to get here is a free rusher. Why is that? Because they're trying to run a screen to that left side, so they're not blocking JT Tui Moloau. He comes in, bats that ball up, and there's Harrison with the present, and he's able to get it. Here's a great look from the ump cam. Harrison tips it to himself. The big man, 6'6", 272, creates the turnover, and now another turnover. This is exactly what the Buckeyes did a week ago, Gus, against a very poor Iowa team, offensively at least, is they were able to get takeaways, and they do it again here early in the first quarter.
So Ohio State will start first down and 10 at the 39 of Penn State, and they'll run it. Nittany Lions right there. Nick Tarburton with the tackle, and that's a gain of a half yard.
They constantly in the first half last week against Iowa had great field position, and they were unable to capitalize that with touchdowns. In fact, in their first 8 offensive possessions, they were only able to get into the end zone 1 time because they kept settling for field goals. We'll see how they attack this Penn State defense with another short field.
No gain on the last play. Second and 10 at the 39. Here's Stroud, play fake, steps, sideline throw, complete to Stover, not a lot. Jair Brown comes up and makes the tackle from a safety spot.
So many third down situations come down to matchups and trying to find your best matchup. It's interesting, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go to the top of your screen now, the far side of the field. He's going to be matched up against Joey Porter Jr. So this matchup right here, I tell you what, that's a couple of the best in America up there. We'll see if they go that direction. It does look like Penn State's going to be in man defense. Everybody up near the line of scrimmage.
Third and 6 at the 35. Let's see if Manny Diaz brings pressure. Here's a quick strike, a Buka, and a beautiful open field tackle for this Penn State team. Zach Wheatley brings him down.
Well, great play there by Wheatley. He identifies what's going on. Watch him. He's just going to beat Stover to the spot. Cade Stover just totally whiffs on that block because Wheatley committed and got downhill immediately to get that tackle basically at the line of scrimmage of Emeka Egbuka. Great play.
So Noah Ruggles, good from 38 yards. This one will be a 53-yard attempt. Jesse Mirko, the punter, is his holder from 53. Ruggles, and he'll push it wide right. The Penn State defense holds. Needs that big win against the big boys in this conference. First down at the 35 for Penn State. And here's the handoff. Allen turns a corner, lowers his shoulder, crosses the 40, gets up to the 42, maybe the 43 on the play. Fans voted in Wendy's and Fox College Football. Listen, you're looking at the Wendy's Viewers Choice Cam focused on the wide receivers. Go to CFB on Fox on Twitter to enjoy this alternative view for the rest of the game. Clifford rolling out, dumps it down. He's got Strange. And that'll be no gain on the play.
It was a really nice first down run. Created a short yardage second down there, but didn't get much to Strange. These tight ends, they want them to be a big focal point of the offense. Burton Strange, Theo Johnson, Tyler Warren. We'll see if they can get loose against this Buckeye defense today.
3rd down and 3 at the 42. Clifford. Underneath, and another interception. Tuimoloau. 2 series, 2 interceptions for Ohio State. Jim Knowles and his defense starting to play huge dividends. And the Buckeyes are back in business. JT Tuimoloau grabs it out of the air. And Ohio State forces yet another turnover. It's all ready for Penn State. C.J. Stroud underneath, and it's caught. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the grab. Another big one. Keaton Ellis with the tackle, and that's a gain of 17.
Well, we'll see if they can convert here. This defense for Ohio State just continues to get the ball. 8 takeaways now in the last 5 quarters, and that one was sensational. From a defensive end, JT Tuimoloau drops into coverage, has the hands to go in front of the running back and intercept that pass. That was brilliant stuff. And now Ohio State offensively with another short field.
Mayan Williams checks in the game at running back. 1st down to the Penn State 23 for Ohio State. Stroud delivers over the middle again to a galloping Marvin Harrison Jr. And Harrison Jr. down at the Penn State 2. Keaton Ellis with the saving tackle. Man, does this guy look fast.
Well, and you know what? It's twofold, Gus. Yes, he is so fast, right? You can see the talent. It's clear. But it's also the ball placement from Stroud. Do you notice that he did not have to break stride at all? He didn't have to reach behind him to catch that ball. He was able to run through the pass. That creates yards after the catch. The timing is simple. Timing plus ball placement equals yards after the catch, and that's what makes them so dangerous.
So they spotted at the 4. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Williams in the backfield. And they give it to him straight ahead. And Williams pushing the pile forward. Bucks say touchdown. It looks like they'll spot it inside the 1.
Now they're going to bring on their extra offensive lineman. Josh Fryer comes in. He wears number 41 as the extra offensive lineman. This is what the ump cam saw as Mayan Williams was lunging. And boy, he was on top of those bodies. It's hard to tell that he was down before the end zone, but here it'll be 2nd down.
2nd down and goal at the 1-yard line. Out of the I formation. They'll pitch it to Williams. And Williams can't get started. Looks like a flag on the play.
There is no play prior to the ball being snapped. Replay paged the field. The previous play is short of the goal line, is under further review.
Yeah, that's interesting because, Gus, you know, as I said in that last replay from the ump cam, that was a great shot from that ump cam. But here's Mayan Williams. And as he was going second effort here and getting the push from his offensive lineman, you know, him being on top of those players, and you can see he's got that ball in his left hand, and it was very close to the goal line. It's going to be hard to overturn this ruling of short of the goal line on the field, but you can see he's on top of bodies. Nothing touches the ground until he's in the end zone. I would assume that he's in, but it'll be very difficult for a replay to change that.
You don't see a knee down.
That's exactly right. See, he's rolling over one of his teammates down there.
So it looks like this may be a touchdown for Ohio State. Should be. But the ruling on the field is that Mayan Williams was short of the goal line. Mike Pereira joins us now. Mikey Rulebooks, what do you see?
I'm thinking, man, if you put me in the replay booth, I'm going to piece shots together. The one from behind that you can see that the knees aren't down, and then the one from the front where you can see the ball does break the plane. You don't see the whole process, but I really kind of feel like there's enough to overturn it and make it a touchdown.
Mayan Williams looking for his 10th rushing touchdown of the year.
The ruling on the field has changed. The ball carrier crossed the goal line with the ball prior to a Barty part being down. Touchdown Ohio State.
So Ohio State, behind the tough running of Mayan Williams, scores the touchdown and take a 9-0 lead.
And finally, they pay off one of these short fields. The defense continues to get the ball for this offense, and they're able to punch it into the end zone.
4-yard touchdown run, 10th of the season for Mayan Williams. Noah Ruggles with the extra point, and it's good. So Ohio State taking advantage of the turnover. 2 interceptions already for the Buckeye defense. They go 3 plays, 41 yards, score in 1:54. 10-zip.
Rest assured, when you turn on the tape and watch him play, this guy is making an impact on almost every snap. He plays with effort, he's athletic, and he certainly has made an impact here today.
And for more on JT, let's go downstairs to our JT, Jenny Tapp.
Well, you know I love a good JT story, but you know who was just congratulating him? CJ Stroud over here telling his defense, keep it up. He's so pleased with what he's seeing. And when we sat down with JT Tuimoloau just a week ago, he also talked about those numbers, that the stats really weren't there. He said, it's building. I believe that it's coming. And the reason, guys, he wanted to go to Ohio State, we've heard this before, it's legendary D-line coach Larry Johnson. He said he reminds me of my grandpa. Big reason I play the game. I love what he's been teaching me.
All right, 1st and 10 for Penn State at the 25-yard line, and they'll run it. Nicholas Singleton, the talented freshman back from Pennsylvania. Singleton was the Gatorade National Player of the Year, and his numbers are starting to get better.
They've got to establish this run game and sustain a drive here after the last 2 turnovers.
Gain of 6. They'll swing it out. Singleton with space. Singleton with a burst. And he'll pick up a 1st down. Tommy Eichenberg with the tackle, but there you see his versatility. He can run it between the tackles and catch it out of the backfield.
He's also a home run hitter, Gus. You know, you look at his numbers. He's got 5 carries of over 40 yards so far on the year. That leads college football.
And Clifford to the far side. Mitchell Tinsley, Western Kentucky transfer with the grab. He's starting to come on for the Nittany Lions as well. Gains 3.
And the important part of this series is being able to establish, 1, some rhythm, and 2, some ground game. In order to beat Ohio State, you look back at what Oregon did and Michigan did a year ago, you have got to control the terms of the game with your rushing attack. And Penn State's got to get to that early here.
2nd down and 7. Singleton, the deep man. They'll give it to him. And Singleton plowing forward. They get to the 21 on the play. A 1-yard gain to Tuimoloau defensively. And that'll bring up 3rd down and manageable.
And watch these safeties all day. Gus, you know, you've heard me talk about them all week long. Right there, that was Ronnie Hickman. They play with 3 safeties in the game. Lathan Ransom, Tanner McAllister, Ronnie Hickman. And you never know which one's going to be deep, if there's going to be 2 deep. You know, these guys all do such a good job of disguising coverage and making it difficult on people to run the ball.
3rd down and 6 at the 41. Both interceptions on 3rd down for Penn State. Here's Clifford down the field, incomplete. Denzel Burke running stride for stride with Harrison Wallace. And the Nittany Lions will have to send it away once again. They'll send it away for the 1st time.
Good coverage by Burke here, and that's a question mark for Ohio State. I don't think that they've been challenged by anyone in there. Penn State's trying to get down the field, and Burke is able to catch up and run with them here. This is one of those areas where if you're Penn State, you've got to establish the run, and then you've got to force Ohio State to answer the question whether they can cover on the outside by throwing the ball down the field.
Barney Amore will punt it away from the 27. Emeka Ibuka is the deep man inside his own 15. End over end kick. Ibuka with the fair catch signal lets it take a bounce, and it'll roll ball into the end zone for a touchback. Now last will start from their own 20. Stroud under pressure, dances out of the pocket, trying to square his shoulders, and he'll run out of bounds and pick up a couple. Giving chase. Jair Brown, they'll make that Jalen Reed.
I know the guys in the pregame touched on it, but just so that you are all aware, Jackson Smith and Jigba not playing today, unavailable for Ohio State, didn't make the trip. Last week he tried to give it a go against Iowa. Looked like he tweaked the hamstring, just couldn't get past that 20-22 play mark, and he is not here and not available for the Buckeyes.
2nd down and 6 at the 24. Stroud, here's the pitch. Williams follows his block, and Williams close to that 1st down marker. Brown knocks him out of play. And Maya Williams looks like he may be banged up. Start of the 2nd quarter, undefeated Ohio State with a 10-0 lead, faced with a 3rd down and 1 at the 29-yard line. Out of the offset eye, Henderson, and he's tackled for a loss. What a job, Kosiah Izzard, the redshirt sophomore from Columbia, Maryland, out of DeMatha, makes the tackle.
What a great job getting inside of the guard right there. He does a wonderful job getting inside Matt Jones, who could not cut him off, going to his left. And there's Izzard, stops Henderson before he can get his momentum going, and a huge 3rd down stop for Penn State, forcing Ohio State to punt.
Jesse Mirko will punt it away from his 0-15. Parker Washington is the return man. He had a receiving touchdown last week, and there's Mayan Williams walking off on his own. Mirko, end over end kick. Washington with it at the 20. That's where he starts. Gets to the 25, across the 25, up to the 20. 1st and 10 to the 27. Clifford winds up, delivers. Nice toss. Parker Washington near the 1st down, has it, and a little bit more as he's finally wrestled down to the 41. Gain of 14 on the play. Burke 1st man to him.
Flag down late, well after the play. Gus way back in the backfield to see what this is all about.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 86. That's his 1st of the ball game. 15-yard penalty, Penn State football, 1st down and 10.
Well, that's Brenton Strange way behind the play. Here he is with JT Tuimoloau. And, oh, yeah, just kind of hits him upside the head like that. Absolutely going to draw the penalty, and it did. James Franklin so frustrated on the sideline, and rightly so. You just cannot do that, make those mental errors, in particular for a guy that's played a good amount of football.
Brenton Strange, redshirt junior from Parksburg, West Virginia, 1st down. And Singleton. I tell you what, it feels like Singleton is ready to explode.
Yeah, I mean, he is an explosive back. You know, as I was talking about those explosive runs, 5 runs of over 40 yards, and he runs so hard, reminiscent, although he's not in this category, but reminiscent of Adrian Peterson in the way that he runs so hard. And when he does get a little bit of a space, he's got the speed to take it for an explosive play.
2nd down and 5. Here's Clifford. Thinking about it, goes out wide, has his receiver Mitchell Tinsley, and Tinsley close to the 1st down. J.K. Johnson with the tackle. Tinsley 4 catches, 56 yards and a touchdown against Minnesota last week.
You could almost see Clifford. He wanted to force the ball down the field, and then made the right decision, checking it down over to the left side, and ends up moving the chains.
1st and 10 at the 36. And Clifford will give it to Singleton. Singleton over the 40, up close to the 42-yard line. A 5-yard gain on 1st down.
Yeah, and that 1st down gain is so important for Penn State. That's what they struggled with so mightily against Michigan is they only averaged about, a little over 2 yards per play on first down in that game up in Ann Arbor. And here they're doing a better job, in particular with the run game on first down.
Michigan beating Penn State 41-17 in Ann Arbor. 2nd and 5 at the 41. Clifford, he'll give it. Singleton turns the corner. And he'll lean forward. Nick Singleton, Jack Sawyer, Ronnie Hickman combining. And it's a gain of 1.
I'm interested to see what Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, does here, because he has not presented a ton of pressure or blitz looks so far in this game. They've been kind of content to sit there, albeit in tight coverage, but sit in coverage. And here, look, now everybody up near the line of scrimmage. This definitely looks like a pressure indicator here from Ohio State's defense.
3rd and 4 at the 42. Penn State 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversion. Singleton in the backfield. Clifford will throw it underneath. Caught and a first down. Parker Washington breaks a tackle. Parker Washington with running room. Parker Washington, touchdown, Penn State. 58 yards for the little big man. Back-to-back games with receiving TDs. And the Nittany Lions are on the board.
What a great individual effort from Parker Washington as he's coming in. Just a little wide receiver screen on the outside. And he's contacted right there. Both Ohio State defensive backs have a chance at Washington, but great balance and strength. He spins out of it, and he's able to get down the sideline and into the end zone.
Extra point up and good. 6 plays covering 73 yards. Nittany Lions scoring 2 minutes and 49 seconds. With LeVar last year, what a wonderful man. Nittany Lions send it away. They'll bring it out of the end zone. Xavier Johnson. And Johnson slashing forward. He'll get to the 26. 26 for the Buckeyes. Travion Henderson with the give. Henderson, big hole. And Travion Henderson stopped by Jair Brown. But he'll gain 7. Mayan Williams on the sideline. Back on the field. Doesn't have his helmet on.
Travion Henderson, he was their leading rusher a year ago. Comes in over 475 yards on the year. And he certainly has some giddy up and some explosiveness. There's no doubt.
2nd and 3 at the 33. Penn State showing blitz. Here they come. Henderson. And Henderson ridden down. Devon Ellis. A loss of 2.
Ellis with a great push off of Matt Jones, 55. These guards continue to struggle for Ohio State. Brings up 3rd down. Now you're having to go back to that passing game. We'll see if they can get one of these wide receivers free for C.J. Stroud.
3rd down and 5 at the 31. Penn State wants to make Ohio State go on long drives. They don't think they have the concentration to sustain them. They swing it out. Abuka, nothing doing. Holy mackerel. Kalen King out of Detroit. Open field tackle. And this defense hell-bent to send the Buckeyes to the sideline.
Well, again, these wide receivers just missed their block. Watch, you're going to get Cade Stover and Fleming try to come out and block. And King's able to just split them. Penn State doing a marvelous job on defense of defending these wide receiver screens. You can clearly see that this is what they want to do offensively, is try to get the ball out as quick as they can on the outside, let their wide receivers work. But the quality of the tackling of these DBs has shown up so far here today.
Jesse Mirko from the 15. Parker Washington, the deep man. And a whistle. Flag on the play.
Prior to the ball being snapped, earlier game, kicking team number 29. 5-yard penalty.
Man, you can just tell what that touchdown did to this crowd, and they came alive. Defense fed off of it, and now Ohio State going backwards.
Mirko backed up 5 yards. He'll punt from the 10 now on 4th and 12. Penn State with a chance to get good field position. Mirko. Now Washington backs it up. Washington from the 21 makes a man miss, but it'll go down right around the 20-yard line. First down to the 21, Clifford. And that went incomplete for Singleton as it goes out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you, this offensive coordinator for Penn State, Mike Yurcich, he's very familiar with his opponent today. Not only Ohio State, because he coached there a couple of years ago under Ryan Day, but also Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator for the Buckeyes. Yurcich and Jim Knowles were both coordinators under Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State for a year before Yurcich went on to Columbus. And that interaction that year made each of them better. And they each talked about that year and being kind of a turning point for them in their careers.
On 2nd and 10 underneath, Mitchell Tinsley trying to find some space. I thought Yurcich was really interesting talking about Coach Knowles. He said, he used a word that I've never heard when it comes to referring to a coach. He said, Jim Knowles is unique.
Yeah, in particular with the way that he communicates and teaches his defense.
Clifford off his back foot. Is that a catch? The local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. 1st and 10 at the 35 for Penn State. Singleton around the corner. He's gobbled up quickly. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tommy Eichenberg there to meet him.
Well, you got to give them credit for trying to stay committed to the run game, but where have they made their hay is when they've gotten the ball outside on the perimeter in those one-on-one situations to their wide receivers.
1st and 10 at the 35. Goes to 2nd and 10 at the 35.
Gus, look how wide their wide receivers are right now. Way outside of the numbers in this set. Way up there. Look at that. That alignment is so spread out.
Clifford steps up in the pocket, wants to run it, throws on the move, caught over the shoulder and out of bounds. Theo Johnson, the tight end. James Franklin told us earlier during the year that he's got the best tight end room that he's ever had as a coach.
Wow, they showed up last week against Minnesota, and here this is a really nice play and kind of a broken play as Clifford is escaping the pocket to his left. Steel Chambers comes up and tries to commit to stopping him in the run. That's when he dumps it over the top to the tight end. Really nice completion way down the field for Sean Clifford in this offense.
That's a gain of 42. First down at the 23. Clifford standing strong in the pocket, slings it, touchdown Nittany Lions. Keandre Lambert-Smith, and just like that, Penn State has the lead.
Thrown perfectly by Sean Clifford. In this offense, they have come to life in the last few series.
Extra point by Pinniger is good. Sean Clifford told us yesterday. 14-10, Ohio State trailed Iowa 7-3 last week. They also trailed at the half against Notre Dame. And a flag on the play as this ball was kicked out of bounds.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 92. The ball be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st down and 10.
Offense.
Let's see how Ohio State responds. C.J. Stroud steps into his throw down the sideline. This one high and incomplete. Flag on the play. Fleming closest man to him. Joey Porter running stride for stride with the Ohio State receiver.
Pass interference. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. Here's an automatic. 1st down.
Well, this is the route down the sideline, and Joey Porter is one of the best in America, but he's also one of the most aggressive. Watch this pull right there. The hand absolutely pulls himself even with Fleming, and that was a nice call as Joey Porter was trying to celebrate there, but that little tug of the left arm of Fleming certainly going to draw the laundry.
So now Ohio State with the ball at the 50-yard line. 1st down and 10. Henderson, the single setback for the Buckeyes. And they'll give it to him. And he'll gain a yard on the play, plus a flag. Sutherland, number 0, with the tackle.
illegal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I think what happened there is that they shifted and then the motion actually started before the shift set. And so that means that Abuka would have had to come set before they snapped the ball, and he was just kind of moving, and they felt like that wasn't a beat enough, and that's why the flag came out.
First down and 15. Henderson lines up as a receiver at the bottom of your screen. Out of the backfield. Stroud, quick throw over the middle. Fleming with running room, and Julian Fleming stopped by Keaton Ellis, but a nice gain by the junior from Pennsylvania.
I tell you, the recognition, Stroud sees the blitz and he just gets the ball out right away to Fleming, and there was nobody there. Normally when you send those backers in pressure, a safety drops down into that voided area. There, Penn State left it wide open, and CJ Stroud knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Fleming played his prep ball 90 minutes away from Happy Valley. First and 10 at the 32 after the 23-yard gain. Stroud, another quick strike, this time underneath Cade Stover, the tight end, and he's wrestled down by Abdul Carter. Let's check in with Jenny downstairs.
Well, I've been told, Gus, that Mayan Williams has not been ruled out for the day, but right now he's on the sideline without his helmet. His body language has been a bit concerning. At times had his head down. Coach Alford had to come over, console him. Travion Henderson as well, making sure they knew that we've got you. Whatever happens, we've got you. But right now, out of the game.
Second down and 1, approaching the 5-minute mark of the first half. At the 23 for Ohio State. Here's Henderson, first down and more. Travion Henderson with a nice cut, and he'll get inside the Penn State 15. Joey Porter with the stop. 9-yard gain.
This is a really nice job by Luke Whippler and Matt Jones, the center and the right guard. They're able to get all the way up to the second level, and because of that, Henderson had a nice lane to run in and a good explosive run there for Ohio State. This offensive line, again, last week, they did not play well, and the emphasis this week was the ability to get up to those linebackers, and there's a great look from the ump cam of them doing just that.
Didn't play well, but they scored 54 points. It was the defense.
That's right.
First down and 10 at the 14. CJ lobs it in the corner. Incomplete. Emeka Abuka, the intended receiver, and Keaton Ellis was with him.
Well, we've seen Penn State already force Ohio State into a field goal, settling for a field goal, and this is what they need to do, and particularly down in the red zone, is be physical with the wide receivers. Don't give them anything easy. Make them work the entire time. Manny Diaz made sure to tell us our motto on the outside is no layups, no easy completions for this Buckeye team.
Ohio State 17 plays inside Penn State territory. Penn State only 1. Second and 10 of the 14. CJ Stroud dumps it off. Travion Henderson, and he's swarmed. Keaton Ellis, first man to him. But what pursuit by this Penn State defense.
I think CJ Stroud was confused there because he dumped it off as if he thought that they were in man coverage and that he was wide open, but that was zone coverage, and Penn State pursuing to the football. Now a long third down situation where you've got to be concerned as a play caller with protection.
Third down and 15 at the 19. They need to get inside the 5-yard line for first down. CJ Stroud. Here comes a blitz. Stroud looking. Stroud in trouble. Stroud throws it to the sideline and incomplete. First attempt. This one from 37 away. Gets it down. It's up and perfect.
For Beaver Stadium, and it is as advertised, electric environment.
A long time since I've been here as well. Mike Mayock and I, first and 10 of the 25. And here's Katron Allen with a big hole on the left side. Stopped by Tommy Eichenberg. that this will be a gain of 7 yards.
Have you noticed that these series, as they find and get more rhythm, it's always starting with quality run plays on first down. The ability to play from second and short, which allows Mike Yurcich to put his quarterback, Sean Clifford, in better, more advantageous passing situations. And this is the good physical finish there at the end.
2nd and 3. Looking for the first down. They won't get it. As Katron Allen gets right into the crowd. You talked about it during your lecture yesterday in our meeting. Joel gives a lecture about 15 minutes on college football, and you said Penn State has to play on their terms.
Yeah, and it starts with running the ball and owning your possession, in particular on first down. Here's a nice little shift. Look at the creativity now. Empty backfield for Penn State.
Remember, Clifford's got great legs. And he was going to run it.
And Ohio State knew it, Gus, and called timeout.
Timeout, Ohio State. Their first of the half. 30 seconds.
And you also told us yesterday during your lecture that Ohio State is the kind of team that kills you fast. They waste no time. Not the situation here. You thought it could have possibly become that kind of environment.
You know, it's what I call the avalanche of points for Ryan Day in this offense. And what they do is they overwhelm you at times, in particular with touchdown after touchdown. And what Penn State has been able to do is force them into field goal positions and then convert on third down offensively and stay on the field. This was that last one. And what I loved about that shift is that shift, Gus, it put 4 wide receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right. So there's actually 3 different plays that they can run there. Sean Clifford has the choice to throw the wide receiver screen out to the left. He can throw a slant to the right, or he can call his own number and call that quarterback draw, which he was going to for a first down.
Classic T formation right now for Penn State. They'll run it right, first down for the Nittany Lions. Wonderful running by Nick Singleton to keep the chains moving.
I love this because you're exactly right. Classic T formation, and then this is just called the second back through. And they've got way too many bodies there entering that right side of the defense, and sure enough, they move the chains. So a nice job and a good plan by Mike Yurcich in this offensive line.
First down at the 38-yard line. Here's Clifford dancing, rolls out of the pocket, and just throws it out of bounds.
Smart play by Clifford there. Didn't want to take a chance with the football. Threw it away. They were trying to see if Ohio State was sleeping there at the safety position and trying to sneak a tight end right down the middle of the field. But Ohio State was ready for it and defended it perfectly from the safety position.
2nd and 10. Receiver package for the Nittany Lions. They clock down to 6. Clifford with time over the middle, incomplete. That one thrown high, intended for Parker Washington. Ronnie Hickman in coverage.
Well, now you got a third down situation here, and this is what Penn State was trying to avoid. The longer yardage, obvious passing situation, third down. This is when Jim Knowles really excels as a defensive coordinator because he disguises the coverage with those 3 safeties. And what he's trying to do is get that quarterback again to just hold the ball for an extra beat to allow that pass rush to show up with their 2 best pass rushers on the field with JT Tuimoloau and Zach Harrison, who's at the top of the screen.
Third down and 10. Sean Clifford with time. Clifford underneath and incomplete. With the conservative route on that play, Theo Johnson is tight end. And now the Nittany Lions are punted away with 1:17 to go.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, Gus, that they had to be conservative there is because Ohio State showed tight man coverage, and then they dropped back with 2 deep safeties. That's what I'm talking about disguise, and then that forces Clifford to have to check the ball down short of the sticks, and there the linebackers were waiting for the tight end, Theo Johnson.
Barney Amore will kick it away from around the 25. Emeka Abuka is the deep man at the 16. Line drive kick. Abuka fielding it at the 23, reverses, bottled up, and finally taken down at the 30-yard. To the line of scrimmage quickly. Stroud winds up. And incomplete. Fleming was the target. Kalen King there defensively.
Great coverage by Kalen King. Stroud was trying to take a shot. Fleming down that right sideline, and Kalen King was in perfect position. And in fact, this ball got batted up into the air. It looked like Wheatley, number 6, had an opportunity at it, and he did. That's a situation where Penn State almost got that takeaway.
Stroud goes through his progressions. In trouble. Stroud will be sacked. Abdul Carter wearing number 11. On the day that number 11 is honored, LeVar Arrington. And he'll come up with the sack, the freshman from Philly.
Boy, I love this little series. Watch as they're going to drop out right there. That looks like Johnny Dixon, number 3. And that's where Stroud wanted to go with the ball. And you see how he had to hold it? The disguise from the Penn State defense forces Stroud to hold the ball. Can't find anywhere to go. And then that's when the athleticism of Abdul Carter shows.
Buckeyes need to go to the 36. Stroud dancing. Runs it. Fumbles, stumbles forward and gets to the 42-yard line. Carter trips him up, not enough for the first. As the clock continues to run, that brings up 4th down.
Timeout, Ohio State. Their 3rd and final of the half.
Well, I'm interested to see what he was going to do there, because you can either just let the clock dwindle down and then punt it away, making it the last play of the half and force Penn State to take a timeout, or you take a timeout and actually talk about going for it and maybe getting the chains and trying to get 3 points out of this drive. I think with the limited time and the trust that Ryan Day has told us he has in his defense, he wants to put this in the hands of his quarterback in the passing game to try to get this first down and get 3 points out of this drive here to end the half. You know, what we've seen in these moments is that Ohio State has tried those little wide receiver screens, Gus. They have not worked. The tackling and pursuit of the secondary for Penn State has been too good. What has worked, though, is trying to get the ball to guys like Cade Stover and Fleming over the middle of the field. And again, Penn State will at least show that they're going to try to blitz everybody.
Ohio State going for it on 4th down and 6. Henderson in the backfield. C.J. Stroud underneath, caught, first down. Nicely executed play. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the reception with 17 seconds to go. Now the clock starts. Stroud steps into his throw on the sideline, back shoulder, another completion to Harrison.
Wow, what an adjustment from Harrison there. Went back shoulder, he had to jump back over top of the defensive back King to get that ball. Oh, I tell you what, this guy's talent is through the roof. I talked about it last week, just how good Harrison is, and that last adjustment, those 2 catches, brilliant from the young wide receiver.
Brings up 2nd down and goal. 6 seconds remaining. Can Ohio State punch it in and head into the locker room with a lead? They're already in field goal range. But with 6 seconds to go, you wonder if they'll have enough time after this play.
He's got to throw it quick and in the end zone if they want a chance at a field goal after this.
Stroud. And he's hit. Sack. Loose. Johnny Dixon. Out of nowhere. And that'll take us to the end of the first half. Ohio State comes up empty.
Down on the rushing attack for the Buckeyes. Ohio State only averaged 2.1 yards per carry in that first half.
So here's Penn State. They'll get it to start the second half as Hardy returns it straight ahead. And coughed it up. It's loose. And it'll be Penn State ball. Wow. Let's go downstairs and check in with Jenny Taft.
Well, as Coach Franklin was going.
As we start the second half, here's the handoff. Singleton gets downhill. And Nick Singleton continues to add the yardage. Steele Chambers with the tackle.
And the best part about that yardage is it's on first down, and it presents an opportunity for them to get up there and work in second and short.
Gain of 6, second down and 4. And Clifford deflected, gets it back. Somehow, Zach Harrison with a hand on the football. And Clifford receives the carom.
You know what popped into my mind right there? Back to you, back to you.
Back to you, back to you.
Zach Harrison bats it right back to Sean Clifford, who ends up losing a couple of yards there, leading into this third down.
Remember, Zach Harrison is 6'6". Third down and 5 at the 28. Warren in motion. Clifford out wide. Parker Washington stop and start. Slings and dives forward. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like he'll be a little short of that first down.
Boy, a good move that he put on. And again, Ohio State struggling, making tackles on the outside. Look at this. Penn State lining up. They'll go for it.
Let's see if they try to draw him offside. Fourth down and 1. They go for it. Clifford with the run. Clifford spins. I don't know. It'll be close, but the forward lean at the end of the play may be enough for Sean Clifford. If not, this could be a disaster.
He had to get all the way to that 33-yard line as he was spinning back. Boy, there was a mass of bodies there. Zach Harrison was one of the last guys in. Here's a look from the pylon cam. As you can see Clifford kind of spinning. Boy, that is really close.
And they'll get it by the nose of the football. Sean Clifford, one of the toughest young guys you'll ever see. He's a leader. Point blank. Looking for his first win over a top 10 team.
Here's a look from above as he's able to get away from Eichenberg, and then that last spin with that right arm with the ball is what got him the yardage necessary to move the sticks. And you're right, he is a tough competitor, and his experience is paying off today.
First down and 10 at the 33. Opening series for Penn State to start the second half. Clifford makes a man miss. Clifford throws on the move. Nice gun. Mitchell Tinsley just couldn't hold on. In heavy traffic, Ronnie Hickman defensively for the Bucks.
Boy, Clifford evaded a free rusher, and this was a great throw to Tinsley, and he's bobbling, and then finally gets contacted by Ronnie Hickman there, and it's incomplete, but almost an unbelievable play from Clifford, who again had a free rusher right in his lap and was able to evade outside of the pocket to his right.
Second down and 10 at the 33. Sean Clifford drops it off underneath Strange, and Strange tackled immediately. Nice job by Tommy Eichenberg to drop him in space after a 5-yard gain.
Boy, Eichenberg plays so hard. He's just always near the football, and a guy that they say is the unsung hero of this defense. He leads them in tackles. He's their leader in there, and he's a guy that they really draw their toughness from. 6'2", 235. He's having a tremendous season.
Had a pick 6 last week versus Iowa. 3rd and 5 at the 38. Can the Buckeyes get off the field is the question. Clifford sprints out to his right, throws across, and it's caught for first down by Parker Washington, who had lined up in the backfield on that play.
Boy, this is a new little wrinkle. You almost never see an angle route like this thrown with the quarterback rolling to his right. That's an incredibly difficult throw, and Clifford made it look easy.
Here's Clifford again. Guns it over the middle, and caught. Washington having a game. Parker Washington finding the soft spot, this time for 27 yards.
And again, great pass protection. Clifford's able to just scan downfield, and Washington is just totally free in the middle of the field. A breakdown in coverage leads to a big play.
Singleton, and now Parker Washington. What a day he's having. 8 catches, 139 yards, a touchdown, a long of 58. He's averaging 17.4 yards per grab.
And remember, we came into this, and the question about this Ohio State defense was how they would hold up in pass defense.
10th play of the drive. Clifford dancing, and this time he's ambushed from behind by Tyleik Williams.
Nowhere to go. Good coverage down the field. Finally, they're able to get home with that rush. This offensive line, by the way, they've done a really nice job, haven't they? I mean, and they've been banged up. Remember, we come into this game, they've got a couple of backups playing up front for them. Hunter Norzad, as well as Bryce Effner, both of these guys backups normally, and they've done really well.
3rd down and 10. Here's Clifford under pressure, out wide, caught. This time, Omari Evans, and Evans short of the first down. Tanner McAllister, who had 2 interceptions last week against Iowa. He's the Oklahoma State transfer, who was with Coach Knowles for 4 years making the play.
Penn State will stay on the field. They'll go for it. They'll bring in an extra tight end. Get some big bodies on the field, and now Ohio State will try to match them. Look at this. They're trying to substitute all these guys in there after Penn State brought in their big boys.
Britton Strange, a tight end, lines up as a fullback. 4th down and 2. Here's a handoff. Singleton. No! Written down. And that's Williams. Tyleik Williams, what a play, and Penn State turns it over on downs.
Well, we've seen Tyleik Williams now a couple of plays on this series. Big number 91 gets in the backfield, and it's a stop on a 4th down. Quality offensive series, but the Bucks turn Penn State away.
He gets the ball back at their own 19. And it's Travion Henderson. Remember, Mayan Williams went out in the first half. We don't know what his injury was. We thought it was either a hand or a knee. Jair Brown with the tackle on Travion Henderson.
And Jair Brown, this dude is a player. The coaches raved and raved about Jair Brown, and he's one of the reasons why Ohio State has really struggled running the balls, because from his safety position, he's been able to come down and really be a force in the run defense.
2nd down and 8. From the 21. Here's the pitch to Henderson. And he is tripped and taken down. Looks like he fell over his own teammate, Paris Johnson, the left tackle. 77.
You got to give Adisa Isaac, number 20 for Penn State, a lot of credit there, because he's the one that takes Paris Johnson right back into the lap of Henderson. See, he's the one pushing him back, and you're right. The trip does occur with his own man, but here again, here's Ohio State, one-dimensional in an obvious passing situation.
Ohio State last week, 30 carries, 66 yards. Today, 16 carries, 30 yards. 3rd and 10. Stroud looking. Stroud over the middle. Oh, caught and a first down. Marvin Harrison Jr. in heavy traffic. And he'll keep the chains moving in front of Joey Porter and Jair Brown.
I tell you what, when in doubt, look for Marvin Harrison Jr., who does come up a little gimpy after that completion. Watch him just continue to work against Porter. Porter gets away with a little grab there, and then right at the contact point, there's Harrison Jr. making the tackle, but does go down hard on that right arm.
1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Buckeyes. C.J. Stroud steps up, wants to run, and he'll go down. Gain about 3, but Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator for Penn State, told us yesterday he had a great quote about battles. Do you remember?
Yeah, he talked about, listen, you don't win the war by winning every battle. You win the war because you make every battle difficult. And that's exactly what this defense has done, both in the run game for Ohio State as well as when they're trying to throw the football. Manny Diaz's defense is doing exactly what he wanted them to do, and that's force Ohio State to work on every possession.
Second down and 7. Stroud again a little jittery, and Stroud is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage because P.J. Mustipher, big number 97, was on his heels.
You know, without Harrison Jr. on the field, these other wide receivers are not winning and creating space. Emeka Egbuka is not. Julian Filming is not. He is back out on the field now, but he's the only one that is winning in the secondary.
And they can't run the ball.
And not at all, so they're completely one-dimensional. Gus, what they haven't had is any opportunity to throw play-action pass, so they're not affecting the linebackers and the safeties. Makes it very difficult to create space for the wide receivers.
Marvin Harrison Jr. back on the field. Third down and 7 at the 33. Can Penn State get off the field? Looks like they're bringing pressure. Stroud delivers up the sideline. Incomplete. Harrison Jr. had a step, but that ball wasn't thrown so he could catch it, and that'll force Ohio State to punt.
Yeah, normally Stroud's so good with these types of passes, but this one just out of the reach of Harrison Jr. Can't quite get it. Did win. Like I was saying, he's the one that is winning on the outside. They go to the right guy, but Stroud, with pressure in his lap, just throws it right over his fingertip.
Jesse Mirko inside his own 20. Parker Washington, the deep man, at the 24. Mirko pops it in the air. Washington signaling for the fair catch, and he has it around the 25. Only a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Here's Clifford. Bounces out across his body. Parker Washington with the catch. That'll be about a 2 yards short of the first down. Lathan Ransom. That's a dangerous pass, though, Parker.
You're telling me, I mean, you know, as a former quarterback, I kind of gasp when I see him trying to go back across his body. Look, right through 4 different Ohio State players. Eichenberg almost got his hand on it, but it finally gets to Washington. Look, two tips. Look at that. Jack Sawyer and Tommy Eichenberg, and Parker Washington with the concentration. Hey, when it's your day, it's your day. And today, it's a Parker Washington type of day.
3rd and 2 at the 22. Clifford pumps. Steps up, looking for the first down, has it. Clifford out of bounds. Quick feet for the Cincinnati Kid.
Well, he told us, as Jenny told us earlier, that he was going to have to play the best game of his career for them to win today. You know what? He's doing that, but I don't think it's in the way that he thought his best game would be played. He's doing a great job making decisions and taking care of the football, in particular after those 2 early interceptions that, quite honestly, I didn't feel like were his fault. You know, a tip ball, then a running back kind of ran a wrong route on him, and he just kept playing and kept making quality decisions. That's one of them, Gus. Why not use your legs, move the chains, and he does.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. And they'll go with the running game. Katron Allen stopped by Javante Jean-Baptiste.
Man, they've been good on first down. And part of that is the run game. Right there, Ohio State holds up a little bit, but they've run it for over 4 yards per carry on first down. It's really set up the rest of their system.
2nd and 8. Clifford reverses. Clifford winds up, throws a deep ball right out of bounds.
And again, that's a quality decision. You see, Sean Clifford, after those opening series, Gus, he's managed the game really well. Used his feet when he needs to, throws the ball away when he needs to, and when the play is there to be made, he's made the throw. That's the type of game that he needed to play today, and it's just make the play in front of you. And as he's told us before this year, he was a deep breath away from a quality play, and that's certainly the way that he's done it today.
3rd down and 8. Big play coming up here. 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 1-point game. Empty backfield for Clifford. Here's Clifford to throw it. Under pressure, Clifford gets outside and finally gobbled up from behind by Zach Harrison. And he will not pick up the first down.
Well, that pass rush finally showed up, and they drop in coverage, but they've been looking for this. You've got both ends that are trying to beat their guys around the outside. And Harrison and Tuimoloau both forced Clifford up in the pocket. He tries to run for it, but in zone defense, all those defenders have their eyes on the quarterback, and they're able to rally up and make the play, and the Bucks will get off the field on that third down.
Barney Moore punting from his own 26. Emeka Egbuka, the deep man, inside his own 25. Egbuka comes up to field it. Ball bounces backwards and is down inside. 1st and 10 at the 33. Stroud over the middle, caught. Marvin Harrison Jr. again with a big gain. Tackled by Keaton Ellis, but his numbers are starting to grow in this game. Marvin Harrison Jr. looks like he has 6 catches for 120 yards.
And really their best option on offense right now. Can't run it. No one else is getting open.
Make it 7 catches now for 136. They swing it out wide. And Harrison Jr. again, the man that hasn't played a prominent role in this game for the Ohio State offense is Emeka Egbuka.
And he's just not creating space. You see Penn State lined up offside there. So I'm assuming Ryan Day will
Offside.
take this.
Defense number 3. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Emeka Egbuka came into this game with 41 catches for 735 yards, 6 touchdowns. He had 6 catches for 80 yards last week against Iowa. And today, 3 catches for -2 yards.
Yep, nothing's easy. Remember, against this secondary, they're going to put their hands on these Ohio State wide receivers and make them fight for every inch of space that they can try to create.
1st down and 5 at the 46. Stroud underneath, and it's caught. Mitch Rossi, backup tight end, tackled by Keaton Ellis.
I'll tell you, look at this. Look at the size of the area of the field that's just wide open. The linebackers are going to play tight to the line of scrimmage. The safeties play way deep, and Rossi's just sitting there like, hey, I've never been this open before in my life. Stroud alertly finds him, and they move the chains.
5th play of the drive coming up. 1st down and 10. Stroud out wide. Fleming. They go out of bounds. Brown there to usher him out of play.
Well, those little quick screens on the outside, they were not working early in the game. They could not block them at the point of attack. On that play, it was your guy right there, Emeka Egbuka. So, yeah, he hasn't been great as far as getting catches, but there, doing the dirty work in front of Fleming, he's able to create a little space.
2nd and 6, this time near side. Emeka Egbuka dropped at the line of scrimmage.
But again, there's a whiff on the outside. See, they have just not been consistent at this. Fleming there doesn't get the block for Egbuka because of the aggressive nature of these corners. Joey Porter Jr. is one of the most aggressive corners in the country and one of the best corners in the country. I really believe that he's going to be a 1st-round pick. He's great, yes, in coverage, but also against the run, and you see it right there in that little swing screen.
3rd down and 6 at the 26. C.J. Stroud with the handoff to Travion Henderson. And Henderson gets inside the 25. Curtis Jacob defensively. Now Ohio State, they'll kick it.
Yeah, this is interesting there. Manny Diaz has got to be thrilled with his defense. I thought that handoff was a nod to that we were going to go for it on 4th down. They had 2 safeties back. They hand the ball off, and I thought, okay, they're going to go for it on 4th and 1 or 2, and then they trot the field goal kicker out there. So curious play call there on 3rd down from Ryan Day.
This one from 40 yards away. He's been good from 38, 37, missed the 53-yarder. Noah Ruggles continues to be consistent as he drills that one, and the Buckeyes take a 16-14 lead. Is back deep for the Nittany Lions, the freshman. And he lets this one go over his head and out of the end zone for 1st down to the 25. And they'll run it with Singleton. And Jenny told us in our meeting yesterday that he's got a lot of mental exercises that he implements into his game. We'll hear about that when the 4th quarter begins. 16-14, Bucks leading the Nittany Lions. 4th quarter coming up. Play fake, Clifford in trouble and sack. Great pressure. Guess who? JT Tuimoloau. And he's been everywhere today.
They're trying to bring the tight end across in order to block Tuimoloau, but he just runs right past him. Good aggressive pass rush, and he's able to get into the backfield right away against Sean Clifford. That was one of those little bootlegs. They were trying to get him outside of the pocket, but the rush from Tuimoloau is just too far afield.
So he's got a deflection, an interception, and now a sack. 3rd and 16. Clifford winds up, floats one down the field. Flag on the play, incomplete. Harrison Wallace, the intended receiver, covered by J.K. Johnson, the sophomore from St. Louis.
Pass interference. Defense number 4. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, includes an automatic first down.
Well, J.K. Johnson is just totally out of position here. Right here, he's good, but then he starts looking back and he kind of gets lost, and then he just runs into Harrison Wallace, who they feel like is a great 50-50 ball catcher in that high point area. That's why they were going down the field to him, and a nice effort forces the contact, and it's a first down for Penn State. You know, you think about this fourth quarter for these two teams, and this Penn State team, they desperately needed to get better run of the football from a year ago, and they've done that for the most part. And Ohio State desperately needed a better defense, in particular in games like this, because you rely on your defense to win it. Well, they did against Notre Dame early in the season, and now they're in this style of game again where their offense just can't get anything going. Can the defense step up and win the game?
First down from the 34. Singleton. Jerron Gage defensively for Ohio State.
But again, that second effort, Gus, it does what it's supposed to do, which is keep them on schedule. And now here they are right there in a 2nd and manageable.
2nd and 6 at the 38. Katron Allen dancing. Katron Allen bursting in. Katron Allen inside Ohio State territory. Lathan Ransom with the tackle. This kid is tough.
He sure is, and he is a good running back with good vision. Watch as they're going to release the tight end up to the corner, and it's that block that springs them for an extra 5 yards.
Now Clifford to the sideline. Oh, Parker Washington. Give me that. It's my day. What a grab. 26 yards.
They tried to fake that little screen on the outside, and then Washington is one-on-one with Tanner McAllister, and he does a great job creating space and going up and high-pointing that ball.
10 catches for Washington. Clifford just flips it out wide. Allen, and he'll pick up 3. But what a day for Parker Washington. 10 catches, 170 yards with a long of 58.
And Matt Leinart made the point in the pregame show about Parker Washington stepping into his own, coming into his own. They've always had a really good option as a #1 wide receiver here at Penn State, and now that's becoming Parker Washington this season.
2nd down and 7 at the 19 of Ohio State. Clifford dumps it down. And this time, it's Omari Evans, the freshman from Killeen, Texas. Right outside, not far from Waco, Texas, the Baylor sits.
Just good rhythm from this offense. This Penn State offense is just keeping Ohio State off balance. They're running it on first down. They're getting Clifford outside of the pocket. They're throwing it to the outside short. They're throwing it down the field deep, trying to take advantage of these corners. Mike Yurchich doing a good job.
3rd down and 1 at the 13. They put Theo Johnson, the tight end, in the backfield. Here's Clifford. Lobs it in the corner. Nobody home. Katron Allen, closest man to the football, so that'll bring up 4th down and 1. And let's see if James Franklin takes the points. Could have got a first down. a little easier if they would have run it.
You know what that play was? That was the exact play they ran in the Big Ten championship game in 2016 to Saquon Barkley, trying to get him down the sideline, and they threw a touchdown pass to him, but Ohio State was ready for it. Good coverage, and now they'll settle for a field goal.
Jake Pinniger in to attempt his first field goal of the day from 29 yards away. And he would have missed it. Remember, it's 4th and 1.
Full start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's Juice Scruggs, the center.
I tell you, that's as lucky a false start as you're going to find, because you're right. Pinniger missed that wide right. You better
adjust.
And you better give Juice Scruggs, like, I don't know, a little lunch money or something. How about a $10 bill or something? Saves him this kick.
So get another chance. Jake Pinniger reloading. This one from 34 yards away. Barney Amore is his holder. Good snap, clean hold, got it up, and he shanked it. He missed it.
There's another flag down. This one came from the umpire. I think Ohio State may have contacted the center, the snapper here.
But if you're James Franklin, he's missed 2. Do you let him do it again? Or do you go for it on 4th down this time?
Well, the offense is kind of walking over to Franklin as if...
Illegal formation. Defense lined up over the center. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Well, they didn't line up over the center, but what they did do here is they tried to shift over into it, and that's what I think they called right there. And now the offense, Gus, will come back out. That was Jerome Cage that they called the penalty on, and now it will be Clifford and the Penn State offense, 4th and 1.
4th down and 1. T formation. Britton Strange is the fullback in the middle with Singleton.
Every time they've done this here, Gus. Second back through, now they'll shift out of it. There's that empty set.
Now this usually means Clifford is going to run it. Clifford underneath, caught, 1st down, Tyler Warren. Woo, they are playing dangerous football. 4th and 1.
Well, what they have here is they're just counting numbers, and he's got the one-on-one on that side, so he's going to throw it. Gus, if they would have had a guy walked out over the extra linebacker towards the single receiver side, then it would have been a Clifford quarterback draw. If there was only 3 defenders over on the left, they would have thrown the wide receiver screen over on the left. It's a 3 plays in 1 formation, and Clifford chooses the right one, and they move the sticks.
1st down and goal at the Ohio State 9. Katron Allen looking, breaks it inside, and he's taken down. Nicely done by Tanner McAllister. A 1-yard gain.
I mean, think about how big that penalty is now on Cage, now that they get the 4th down conversion, and they're still on the field after Pinniger missed 2 field goals in a row, missed both kicks, Gus.
2nd down and goal at the 8. Allen remains in the backfield. He's great between the tackles. Washington goes in motion. Clifford to throw it. Clifford looking. Clifford guns it down. Tinsley dives. Lost it. Who's got it? Penn State says he scored, and he did. Touchdown, Penn State. Mitchell Tinsley.
Clifford working through the progression, stepping up in the pocket, finally finds Tinsley. He was trying to find Parker Washington. There he pumps, then dumps it down on the check down, and then it's Tinsley reaching for the goal line. He does get it knocked loose. That was Hickman who knocked it loose, and then it was the mad scramble for the ball. You can advance a fumble since it's not fourth down. So if this is recovered by Penn State and it is across the goal line and it is a touchdown. If this was fourth down, of course, they couldn't do that. But I think they're trying to get a good idea of where that ball was when the recovery occurred.
Can't really see from that angle. This may be a better one here. That ball just bouncing around.
I think that's the best angle right there, as Brenton Strange is under there with the football. He's the tight end. There's the hit.
Looks like he's short.
It's hard to tell, but see how he falls on it, and based on where that ball is, Strange looks like he definitely got possession, and that's most likely short of the goal line.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Yeah, you can see it's just barely the white part of the ball there.
Mike Ferreira joins us. Mike, what do you think?
Well, hey, Gus, here's the thing, and Joel's talked about it. It's just control. Where does he have control? If he has control at that spot and pulls it into the end zone, elbows down, then it would be short of the goal line. But again, you've got to follow the ball and make sure that he's got that control. But
After further review, the ruling on the field has changed. Number 86 of Penn State recovered the football at the 1 foot line. The ball is down at the 1 foot line. Penn State, third down.
This was the best look. Great work by our guys down there, working hard, getting us these great shots. Definitely just a bit short. Gus, and now the offense back on the field here.
Third down and goal at the 1 foot line. Is this 2 down territory, Joel? Would you say?
It depends. The way that Penninger just kicked those last 2 field goals, even though they're inside the 5, I think it might be.
Third down and goal at the 1 for Penn State. Trailing 16-14. T formation. Quarterback sneak. Can they push him forward? No signal yet. And it's going to be fourth down.
Wow. They've gone with that set now several times in this short yardage. We've seen 3 plays now out of it. This sneak, the second back through, he's telling his guys, push. You know, he wants the push.
Well,
get him in there.
Better yet, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles now with Jalen Hurts. That's what they do.
That's right.
You're going to see a lot of teams doing that. So now, fourth down and goal at the 1. Man to man right here, folks. This is what football is about. They hand it off. Allen leads forward. Touchdown, Penn State. Katron Allen.
I'll tell you what, how about the strength of the true freshman? He is dead to rights because Tommy Eichenberg gets him in the backfield right there. He's got to be down. But look at him churn his legs, stay balanced, and then force his way into the end zone. That is one hell of a run from a...
And it's good. Down. Henderson. Make that Stroud over the middle, and a nice throw. Marvin Harrison Jr. A gain of 20.
Got some good pass protection there, and there's your win. He's the best player on the field right now for Ohio State. If they want to move the ball, it's to Harrison Jr.
First down again, Stroud. This time at the near side. Ibuka will lean forward and get to the 42. Sutherland with the tackle. And in 2 plays, Ohio State's inside Penn State territory.
And look at the tempo that they're utilizing, trying to get themselves in rhythm here, snapping it quick.
Running play. Henderson hits the sideline. Travion Henderson hitting him like a slow bullet. 41 yards. Touchdown, Ohio State in 3 plays.
What a sensational block by Cade Stover. Watch, he gets a 2-for-1, Gus. He first is going to get the defensive end chipped right there. That's the first block. Then he's going to work up to the second level and get Sutherland blocked. 2-for-1. Cade Stover, the tight end, seals it off, and then Henderson is gone down the left side.
And just like that, Ohio State reclaims the lead. 22-21. They're going to go for 2.
When they get this man-to-man like this, they love to play crisscross up top, try to get Harrison Jr. loose.
Ohio State going for 2. Henderson in the backfield. Some movement up front. Looks like this may go against Penn State.
False start. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty. Need to try.
Well, they had a long discussion because 97 P.J. Mustipher, he jumps. Here's the ump cam. Right on your right side, watch 97. He jumps, and then Stover on the outside jumps. And now I think that they're going to send the extra point unit on the field, and they will. So Stover makes the mistake. A play after Gus, he had an incredible block, getting both of those Penn State defenders blocks, sprung Henderson for that touchdown. But starts early there, and now it'll be an extra point.
So Noah Ruggles in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. Travion Henderson. 5th rushing touchdown for Henderson this year. 20th in his career, but more importantly, Buckeyes with the lead, 23-21. Henderson, 12 carries, 64 yards. Remember, Mine Williams went out the game with an undisclosed injury. 25 for Penn State. Katron Allen looking. Allen with a good run. Tommy Eichenberg brings him down, but he gained 6 yards.
And this is what I continue to harp on, is their ability to run the ball on first down. They've been very good at it. What does that allow you to do? Play offense on your terms. It does not put Sean Clifford in those obvious passing situations.
2nd and 4 for Clifford. He'll pass it. Lost it. Loose ball. Bucks have it. Tui Moloau with another big-time play. He's deflected a ball. He's intercepted a ball. He's had a sack. And now look at this. That's your Big Ten Player of the Week. Without a doubt.
I mean, this is just a great rush. Working against Bryce Epner, who's the backup at tackle, had to play for an injured Caden Wallace. And Tuimoloau just takes him right in the lap of the quarterback and then goes after the ball, swats it away from Sean Clifford, and is right there for the recovery. This guy today, JT Tuimoloau, has come of age. He has turned into, or from, just a talented player and a great recruit to a game wrecker, a guy they can rely on, that is instigating right now what is the comeback for Penn State, and now another short field for their offense.
What a game. 1st and 10 of the 24. Can Stroud pay it off? Deep drop, sets, over the middle, caught. Stover breaks the tackle, still on the move. Cade Stover, touchdown, world famous.
Oh, what a play call from Ryan Day. He was saving this one and dialed it up perfectly. Cade Stover, why was he wide open? Well, it was because of the action in the backfield. There's the ball from Stroud. Stover is wide open. A good physical run at the end, by the way. Continuing to break tackles and get himself all the way into the end zone, even without a shoe.
Ohio State with 2 touchdowns in 34 seconds.
That avalanche, Gus. I told you about it.
Yep, you did.
They can score so quick.
In boxing, they will call that punches and bunches. In football, we're going to call that scoring in bunches. Just like this, but it was the defense that led the way. JT. And that was all set up by JT. What a day.
JT Tuimoloau, I have written down right on my sheet right here, Gus. I said, this guy's too talented, and the numbers will eventually show up, and we're seeing him dominate here today. That talent is showing up. The sacks, the pressure, the ability to get to the football, create havoc, and create turnovers. This dude is turning into a great pass rusher right before our eyes in this ballgame.
Look at the numbers. 6 tackles, 2 sacks, interception. First down and 10, though, for Penn State. How do they respond? Clifford hands it off. This time, Allen with a ring. Allen down the sideline. And Allen will get inside. Ohio State territory. Denzel Burke brings him down after a 27-yard gain.
Boy, I love these young backs. These 2 freshmen are very good. Allen, great vision there as he pops out the right side of that offense and creates an explosive run.
First down to the 48. Clifford slings it. Parker Washington. Is it a catch? Looks like they're going to give him a catch on this play.
I love the pace that Penn State is playing with. Now, all of a sudden, right, very quickly, it's a 2-possession game, and they've got to start moving quickly.
Gain of 9. Clifford dumps it down. Strange. And Strange moving forward. Harrison stops him. A gain of 5.
And they're getting the ball out of their quarterback's hand quickly, trying to avoid that pass rush. So JT Tuimoloau, he's wrecking the game, right? Well, what do? You get the ball out quickly, you get a little run game established, and they're doing it.
First down to the 34. Clifford again. Over the middle, incomplete. Stroud to throw it on first down. Winds up underneath Marvin Harrison Jr. Soft hands. What a grab.
Yep.
What a day.
Yep.
Gain of 17.
He's the best wide receiver in college football. I've seen enough. I'm ready to say it. I know there's some great ones out there, and I'm not saying it's by a wide margin. I'm just saying that this guy is as special as it gets.
From the 41.
You can't defend him, Gus. I mean, look what he's done. 9 for 173. And when they need a play, they go to 18, almost exclusively.
His father wore number 88. I wonder why he wears number 18.
Didn't 18 throw to 88?
That's right. Here's Stroud. Lobs it up high. Henderson can't bring it down.
Maybe it's a nod to Peyton.
I think it is. Marvin Harrison Jr. wears 18 out of respect for Peyton Manning, who his father played with. Marvin Harrison Sr., Pro Football Hall of Famer. His son looks just like him.
They move exactly like that. The only difference is Junior is 6'4", what, 210?
That's right. Second and 10 at the 41.
Joey Porter is following him around now. They're at the top of your screen right there.
Stroud. Underneath, incomplete. That one dropped by Ibuka, who has not had his best game.
And that one was a tough catch. I'll give him that. It was on the back shoulder, and for a slant, that's difficult, but it hits him in the pads. He's got to come down with this one. Stroud just a little late, but watch that, hits him in that back arm. Should have caught that ball, but now third and obvious here. Again, this is when you've got to look at Marvin Harrison Jr.
This may be the biggest play of the game. Third down and 10. Penn State wants to get off the field. There's Marvelous Marvin.
to the ball being snapped. Timeout, Penn State. Their first of the half. 30 seconds.
So a 30-second timeout called by the Nittany Lions. And that's the first timeout they've called here in the second half.
Well, they certainly haven't been clock conscious on this drive, have they? I mean, they haven't tried to run the football. They missed Henderson on that little wheel route. Abuka couldn't corral the slant. And now all of a sudden you're sitting there and there's still 5:05 left in the game, and they just have not sustained a drive to try to milk the clock, salt the game away, and keep it away from Sean Clifford. But here now on 3rd and long, what Penn State has done today and what Manny Diaz likes to do is pressure the quarterback to try to force him to get the ball out of his hands. Very similar to what we saw right at the end of the first half. And it's looking like they're in that exact same look.
Ohio State, though, would you say they've been doing a good job, the O-line, of picking up some of those blitzes?
Well, not at the end of the first half. They got Stroud sacked because Stroud wasn't paying attention to who the free rusher was going to be.
3rd down and 10 at the 41. Huge play coming right here. Stroud, quick strike underneath, caught, first down, Buckeyes. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well, if you're going to bring the pressure, what you've got to understand is that ball's going to come out quickly. So the coverage was way too soft. Just gets through Abdul Carter's arms. But the soft coverage allows an easy slant. And then Harrison, that's that move that his dad used so good. Look, he gets the ball, and then he gets low to the ground and dives for the chains. Good physical finish, and they're able to stay on the field.
First down, Buckeyes. At the Penn State 47. Henderson, they'll look to milk some clock here. Flag on the play.
If they're going to get Penn State offside, but Stroud snapped that ball way too early.
Defense number 51. He lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Hakeem Beeman.
The Stroud has got to understand when the game clock is moving, and when that clock is moving, he should never snap the ball unless the play clock is under 5. That last snap, he allowed way too much time. He snapped it with about 11 left on the play clock. Here, milk it all the way down there. That's the quarterback's job right now in what's considered 4-minute offense.
First down and 5. And they'll hand it off. Henderson tackled for a loss. Jalen Reed getting into the backfield, so Penn State bringing everybody.
And that's exactly what they need to do. You cannot allow Ohio State to just hand the football off and get first downs. But again, Stroud snaps it with too much time on the clock. Manny Diaz now has got to commit those resources, and they snap it quick again.
2nd and 7. Stroud delivers down the field. Caught Ibuka inside the 5. Emeka Ibuka working Johnny Dixon, and he gains 42 yards.
Boy, they used that quick snap and quick tempo to their advantage because the pass rush could not get home. Stroud had time, and Ibuka finally, Gus, we've seen all day, they've held Ibuka in check, and that's the best catch of the day for number 2.
Ibuka, 6 catches, 53 yards. None bigger than that one, 42 yards, 1st and goal at the Penn State 2. Travion Henderson lines up in the backfield. Play clock winding down. And they won't get it off.
My goodness, Stroud just does not look at the play clock.
Delay a game. Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Now he's faced with a 2nd and goal at the 7. Here's the handoff. Henderson to the corner. Touchdown, Bucks. Travion Henderson again.
Big block downs from that left side, and then watch, you're going to get a couple of pullers, including Rossi. He comes out and gets Abdul Carter. Rossi is in position, and boom, there's the block that seals the edge, and Henderson just walks.
Never leaves one rock unturned.
First down and 10 to the 19. Intercepted. Wow! Tuimoloau again. Unbelievable. J.T.
JT Tuimoloau has had the game of his life.
He one overall prospect in the country, and the Buckeyes landed a jewel.
Well, here he is. Watch, he's just going to work on the outside, and then he's being blocked. And while he's being blocked, he sees that a throw is coming and jumps simultaneously.
And you talk about,
that's unreal.
And you've been talking about the Ohio State Avalanche.
That's right.
You're from Colorado, so you're used to avalanches. How about this? 4 touchdowns in a span of 6 minutes.
Well,
Sean Clifford steps up in the pocket, dumps it off. And that one caught by Harrison Wallace. Not enough for first down, so that'll bring up 4th down and 5. And obviously Penn State going for it. Oh, they're giving them first down. Excuse me. Here's Clifford. That one thrown far side, incomplete.
Don't you just get the sense that not just this stadium, but that opposite sideline over there, that they're just shell-shocked, dominated, but they made huge plays when they needed it the most. Turnovers early. They got pass rush when they needed it in obvious passing situations. Clifford.
And it's caught. Lambert Smith with running room, still on the move. Lambert Smith down at the 36-yard line. Steel Chambers makes the tackle.
But I think what's interesting for me is that coming into this season, this defense, yeah, we wanted to know about the different schematics in Jim Knowles, but it was also, hey, could they recapture some of that magic doing the same thing? They had questions coming into this season, and they have answered those. You know, their pass rush is showing up. Their defense is very good. Their run game clearly one of the best in America as well.
All complete for a first down to Theo Johnson. Michigan with a game against Michigan State at home this evening.
And thumped Auburn, and I know Auburn's not that great. They beat them by the same margin that Georgia did.
Clifford. Will he run it? No, in the end zone. Touchdown. Katron Allen. Extra point good.
You had Penn State. Boy, it looked good for a long time for them, didn't it?
Yes, it did. 1:07 to go. Henderson wants to stay in bounds. Henderson with running room, and he'll be tackled short of that first down marker by DeLuca.
Particularly well in the first basically 3 quarters, but eventually their consistency and their talent showed up as Rossi runs for a first down, and that'll do it. I think that the playoff committee will value Clemson more than what we have during the course of the year because of some of their wins. Having said that, I think this is a big win for Ohio State, particularly on the road. Tennessee will get great value if they're able to beat Kentucky. Gus, you know, that win against Alabama will probably carry the day, but I think the top 3 teams in the country in some order are Georgia, Ohio State, and Tennessee.